What if the voice on the other end of the line wasn't human? If this happened to you, would you hang up? What if it happened again? And what if it wasn't just any call, but a call from beyond the grave? My name is the Ghost Hunter. And now, with phones, we all have a portal to the outside world in our pockets. We use them so often that we forget how truly bizarre they are. Hearing a ringing, especially at night, can send chills down our spines. There's something about being disturbed in the quiet of the night when we're most vulnerable that just hits differently. But what if we told you some of the creepiest calls ever received were from people on the other side of the veil? From unknown callers to silent lines and voices that shouldn't be speaking, here are 5 haunted phone calls that are sure to make you never pick up the receiver again. Welcome to my channel, where we bring you the most terrifying paranormal stories from around the world. These stories are based on true events and are meant to be shared around a campfire, not around your dinner table. The first call, the unknown caller. Imagine sitting at home when your phone rings. You look down to see an unknown number, you hesitate, then decide to answer. As you say hello, the voice on the other end says hello to you too, but it's someone, someone very dear to you. You recognize their voice immediately, even though they've been dead for years. You ask them how they're doing, how they got your number, and before they can reply, the line goes dead. You try to call back, but the number doesn't exist. Later, your phone lights up with another unknown caller. It's them again. This time the conversation is longer, but again, the call ends abruptly and the number is disconnected. These calls keep happening for days, weeks, even months. At first, you're overjoyed to hear their voice, but eventually it becomes terrifying. The second call, the silent line. You're home alone when the phone rings. On the other end of the line, you can hear heavy breathing, whispers, or even laughter, but when you respond, there's no reply. The third call, the echoing voice. You receive a phone call from an unknown number. When you answer, you hear your own voice on the other end, but it sounds distorted and strange, like it's coming from another dimension. The voice speaks in riddles, predicting something horrible is going to happen to you. Then the line goes dead and you never hear from them again. Or maybe you do. Maybe you get the first call and the breathing is just in the background as you hear whispers overlapping each other, saying your name over and over again, as if they're trying to get your attention. The whole time a clock is ticking in the background, counting down the seconds until whatever horrible thing is about to happen to you. Or maybe it's already happened. With each story, build suspense by adding sensory detail. Describe the static buzzing in your ear, the whispers overlapping each other, the clock ticking in the background. Use pacing, pause, drop your voice to a low monotone, and then suddenly become loud and whisper loudly into the microphone. Now, horror fans, we're halfway there, but we need your help to get to the finish line. If you're loving this episode so far, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for new episodes every week. Don't forget to leave us a comment down below with your thoughts about tonight's stories. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to join our family. Alright, let's continue. With each story, try to make the last one creepier than the one before. With the final call, maybe the victim finally decides to trace the call. They find out the call was made from inside their own house. It was their own phone, but the call was coming from inside their own house. As the stories come to a close, emphasize the emotional impact on the victims. They could feel fear, disbelief, or even horror as they realize who they were talking to. Drop in psychological elements to make things even creepier. For example, the character could start to feel like they're being watched or followed. They could question whether the calls are paranormal or the work of a stalker. Phones connect us, but sometimes they connect us to something we should never hear. Now it's time to bring the story to a close. Summarize the theme of haunted phone conversations and eerie late night calls. Finish with an eerie, lingering question that will stick with listeners long after the story is finished. If your phone rings at midnight, will you dare to answer? Now it's your turn. Have you ever received a creepy phone call that you couldn't explain? Share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spine-chilling tales. Until next time, sleep tight and don't answer the phone in the middle of the night.